Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Gigi and the 561. Thank you so much. It's summer. We're almost through July. Can you believe that? Is summer a good time to travel if you don't have children and you can travel anytime you want to? Yeah, actually, it is a good time to travel if you can go on certain kinds of adventures, which we just did. We just returned from the Columbia and Snake River cruise. Now, if you've never been on a river cruise in the US, do it because you can see things you cannot see any other way. I promise. I really do promise that. We were on American Cruise Line. They are all American. They are licensed in the US. Their staff, their crew, everyone is US. So, and they have so many ships. You can go coast, east coast, west coast, middle of the country, whatever. We have done several of these, and this last one, we had to fly from West Palm Beach to Atlanta and connect over to Portland. We're a long way. We're a long way from the where the Snake and Columbia rivers, where that cruise is. First, let me tell you, when you cruise on American Cruise Line, they take care of everything for you. They spoil you rotten, and I like that. I like that a lot. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But you can also do whatever you want to. You can relax. You never have to get off the boat if you don't want to, and just enjoy the scenery as you go along. Or you can engage in local communities in a variety of ways. So I'm not going to take up a whole lot of the podcast diving too deeply into the short excursions. I want to talk about their newest river boat. It is called the Encore. It's spacious, it's beautiful, and there's a lot to do on the ship if you so choose. You can even do laundry if you want to. There's a chart room where you have binoculars, and you can be up close to outside without being outside. They have a walking track. They have a gym, a small gym. Uh, they have a huge chessboard. It's painted onto the deck on the top floor, on the fifth floor of the ship, with these giant chess pieces. Um, you can have wine, you can have cocktails during the day. They have cookie time twice a day. That sounds like, oh, cookie time. Let me just tell you, at 10 and 3, everyone's ready for cookies. Our itinerary, what we did was 9 days and 8 nights. We flew into Portland. We had an overnight there. The thing about American Cruise Line, if at all possible, their buses follow along on land as you go down your route. For us, it was the Columbian Snake River. And then when you get to your destination, your particular port of call, as it were, they're there and they're right there and they're ready to take you to your land excursion. Or many times they will just do a loop and you can hop on and see what you want to see and then hop back on the bus, get off again. So there's so much variety of what you can do on American Cruise Line. You really are seeing the USA. Um, on the Snake and Columbia River, you are following, if you know history at all, and if you don't, you're going to learn about it because they have uh, enrichment speakers on board to tell you about, no matter actually which cruise you're on, they have enrichment speakers to tell you about where you are, what's gone on there historically. But Lewis and Clark, and let's not forget Sacagawea, many ways to say her name, that's how I say it. But we bussed from Portland down to Stevenson, and you do a little bit of backtracking on this particular cruise, but basically you're going from the Pacific side at some point to the middle of the country, sort of. It's either Washington or Idaho where you it's Clarkston. There's you visit Lewiston and Clarkston. I did some fun things. I'm going to try to wrap it up fairly quickly, but you land on all of these fairly small-ish towns in Astoria, which is very beautiful and historic. We went to the Flavel Museum, the house, and what a house! What a house it is! But the fun thing about Astoria, not only is there a connection to the Astors, but get ready for this. The Goonies, some of the Goonies, the film, was filmed there, and they have certain areas where you can actually partake of kind of where the Goonies were filmed. That again, the bus takes you there. You're not that far from the ship, and many times you can walk back to the ship if you want to. I did another fun thing. Sometimes my partner and I go our separate ways. Not a problem. You're very comfortable when you're on the bus. If you take a backpack, you can leave it. You can leave it. They provide water every time you get on and off the bus. They're ready there with ice cold water for you. And in the summer, even where we were, where you would think it would be fairly chilly, we had some very, very warm weather on our particular cruise. Uh, I really did not do the jet boat. It's a boat. It's not like a jet ski, but my partner did do the rapids on the boat, and it's kind of a long ride to do that. But great scenery, bighorn sheep, different kind of flora and fauna that you get to see on that. We did two wineries. The last one was actually in Idaho, and what happens with the topography as you're on this cruise, it changes from lush to arid, and it's quite stark. It's quite different, and it was unexpected for me. I really didn't expect that. But Idaho does have wine. Actually, every state in the U.S. they all have wineries. Every single state. So you know it's going to be very different as you go from state to state. Idaho wine is very, very different than what you're going to find in Napa and Sonoma regions. Very fun, very beautiful winery. It's kind of hard to say. It's Riviera. And I don't even think I'm saying that right because it's a made up word. They made it up. But it's a family owned business and very warm and welcoming and just beautiful scenery at the Idaho winery. I also went by myself. I went by myself to that, and I also did solo on the Oyster Sea Farm, and that's right on the bank of the Pacific Ocean. Oh my goodness! Again, family owned, family run, and they put on such a wonderful time for us. They had oysters, they had salmon spread, they had oysters on the half shell, smoked, all these different ways. And they served it with different varietals of wine. They went through several different types of whatever, if you didn't want to try one, they had others. It's very rustic, and I loved every moment of that. Another favorite thing that my partner and I did on this particular cruise, and I think we were probably only two out of a handful that did this. We went to, did you know there is a neon sign museum? Well, there is, and we did the neon sign museum, and it was quite incredible, actually. If you're into that sort of thing, very nostalgic. Uh, that's the beautiful thing about American Cruise Line. That's really the thing I want to share the most. Encore is a new ship. It's very beautiful. They have a beautiful, more sit down dining experience for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But they also have a more casual cafe where if you want to just grab a burger or a hot dog or nachos, an ice cream bar, whatever. You can do that, and you can sit outside where they're permitting, or inside in the Sky Lounge. Uh, it really is kind of whatever experience you want to have. Now, there's no casino, no big Broadway shows. They have entertainment at night, and they usually try to bring in along the way local people that can tell you about the area and sing or perform in some way. It's cozy. I think it's a very cozy way to travel. Again, American Cruise Line, when you depart the hotel to head for the ship, they stop along the way. We had a stop at a waterfalls, but the thing is, that's in your hotel room. That's the last time you have to worry about your bag, and that's the thing I want to emphasize the most in this podcast, because you're going to experience the different itinerary, the different ports of short excursions in your own way, and they give you lots to choose from. But my point here is, on every ship, Encore is this beautiful new ship, and they have others coming, but they take care of everything from the moment you leave your hotel room and begin your journey, your adventure with American Cruise Line, really no matter what ship you're on. On Encore, it holds a few more passengers than some of the others. It's still a small riverboat experience. It's a small cruising experience, and that is very much enjoyed by people. But when you get to the actual vessel, whichever one it is, ours was Encore, as I said, all you do is walk up. They check, because they've already given you a lanyard with your name on it, how many cruises you've had with them as an Eagle Society member. Every time you cruise, you go up one notch as a Eagle Society member, and they recognize that at least on one night of the cruise. They give a shout out to everyone, have a little cocktail hour for that, to recognize people. They really do care that you have come back to them again and again. And believe me, there are people who have been back many times. I don't want to quote a number because I don't want it to be wrong, but it's pretty high, I will tell you. Very, very high. But once you get on board, you step on board, they have a welcome drink for you, and you go to your room, and guess what? There are your bags. They're there. They're already there. There's no thousands of people waiting in the hot sun, there is nothing. You're set. Your credit card is on file, I guess, if you need it, although there's not. They don't have a lot of shopping. As a matter of fact, in the past, I have purchased like a hat that I needed, but they do so much for you, even when you get off and there's a chance of rain. When you get off the boat and there's a chance of rain, they have plastic ponchos in a little bag for you if you want it. They have umbrellas that you can use. So my whole point really about this podcast is, while we were on this beautiful new ship, and I highly recommend it, I highly recommend the Columbia Snake River. It's one of their most popular. It gets sold out, so do plan ahead if you want to do this. The scenery is beautiful. The crew makes sure you feel welcome. By the end of it, you're friends with some of the crew. On our crew, I want to give a shout out to some. One of our favorite servers was Jose. He was absolutely wonderful. Elliot, Joe was in, mostly we acted with Joe in the Sky Lounge, but they become friends really by the end. You know more about them, where they're from, and they know about you, and that's the difference. They really do show care for you, and if there's anything you need, perhaps they won't be able to get it for you. But here's an example of how they go above and beyond. Which is really pretty fun. They have their portal, which keeps you up to date on what you're doing. It gives you a day by day. Here's what you're doing today. And it gives information about your short excursions. If you've forgotten, what am I doing today? Okay, it's there. And it's very easy to navigate their app / portal, whatever you want to call it. But a really big plus is they want your feedback. They ask for your name, your stateroom number, and they ask you, how's it going? How can we improve it? What can we do? Suggestions. And they pay attention. How do I know that? Because one morning I made a suggestion, just not for that cruise was my suggestion, just for the future. Think about this. Sometimes there are ladies that need a magnifying mirror to put on makeup. I'm one of those. And I always bring one. I had one. I wasn't worried about it. So I just made this, but it's portable. It's not really very good at all, but it's travel worthy. So I suggested for the future, think about at least offering it to the ladies, maybe the men too when they're shaving. I don't know. I just put that in as a suggestion. By the next time I went to my stateroom, a beautiful, very nice makeup mirror was in our bathroom. Right then. I mean, and there were a couple of other things that I commented on, and they acted on it very quickly. That's the whole point, really, of this podcast about American Cruise Line. I've podcasted about American Cruise Line before. You can see the USA in a way that's special, memorable. It's unforgettable. If you ever want to see Alaska, really see it, American Cruise Line will take you there in such a beautiful way. Snake River, Columbia River, this beautiful new ship, and all the new ships that are coming on with American Cruise Line. And guess what? If you want to really stick close to home and you're sort of in middle America, they're going to have, I don't think it's quite started yet, don't take my word on that though, is in Oklahoma. Talk about the middle of the country, Oklahoma. If you want to go to Key West, they'll take you there, down the coast of Florida, the western side of the peninsula. You want to do the Hudson River. You want to go to Maine. You can see this country in the most up close, memorable, truly unforgettable way on American Cruise Line, and that's the truth. And there are many groups out there that you can join if you want to know more and you want to step a little bit closer to someone who has really experienced something. You want to know, hey, I'm going to go to the national parks. What do I need? How hard are the hikes? How difficult? And people will respond in these American Cruise Line groups, and it's incredibly helpful. What should I wear? What should I take? Now, speaking of that, I'm going to end on this because this is very personal to me. Wear what you want. Wear what's comfortable. But I tell you, I don't dress down for American Cruise Line. I dress pretty much the way that I would on casual day when I was in corporate America. That's how I dress during the day. And then I bump it up a bit at night with things that are easy to pack, but they're a little more because it makes me feel good. And however one else dresses is up to them. But I like to respect the dining experience of their beautiful dining rooms. No matter which ship I'm on, I will always take that up just a notch. And some of the things you can pack are very easy to pack, and they just add on to your black pants, your black top, and just pump it up. Just bump it up a little bit. And so wear what you want. Take the right clothes and the right shoes for hiking or trail walking. Layer it up so you can be comfortable. Put a layer on, take a layer off. whatever works for you. Take a hat, but wear what you want. And if you normally take your dressing up just a little bit higher, you can do that on American Cruise Line. You can absolutely do that. And you know what? You don't feel one bit out of place because it's that comfortable. So anyway, that's my podcast today about, and I went on way longer than I meant to, about American Cruise Line. It's American, 100% through and through. I hope that you will look into American Cruise Line if you have an interest in history, and you may just want to sit on a boat and float down a river having a good glass of wine or a wonderful cup of coffee. By the way, they have a wonderful coffee maker on Encore. It's available all day long. All the amenities are really very nice, and you will enjoy it, as my mate and I did on American Cruise Line's Encore, Columbia, and Snake River Cruise. Thanks so much for being with me. Don't forget my other podcast, Travel Bistro. It's out there. The summer has been very busy for me, so it's not been as many podcasts, because it's a very, very busy time of travel and on the go. My books are on Amazon. Don't forget about those, Pamela Barker. Check them out. They're easy reads. I create characters I want to be friends with. My partner writes for a lot of other things. Please look for him on Cruise News, Splash Magazine, Aqua Magazine Miami, Splash Splashes Worldwide, and always on NorthPalmBeachLife.com. These podcasts always rested there. They're on 20 platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. I am out there talking, and I thank you for being on the other side of this microphone, listening. Thank you. Stay with me.